kids. It's Pastor Connie with Christ Lutheran and also Our Savior's Lutheran in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. How are you doing? Did you have a good week? Hey, did you notice how cold it's been getting? It really is beginning to feel like fall. And how do we know when fall is here? Well, first of all, we know it because of the cold weather, but we also see that the leaves are starting to fall on the ground. Another way we can tell it is fall is by the things we are wearing. Sweaters and even sports colors. Why? Because it is football season, my friends. And yes, I am a Packer fan. I enjoy watching football. And how many of you are on a sports team or like to watch sports? Do you wear team colors to separate yourself so people know you're on one team versus another? And when you are in the stands or watching TV and watching your favorite team, do you boo the opposing team? Do you cheer against them? Even if you know they're kind of just like you, or they're really nice people. Well, in today's gospel lesson, Jesus was approached by the religious leaders called the Pharisees, and they had a trick question for him. Why? Why did they want to trick Jesus? Because they wanted Jesus to fail. Jesus was upsetting them because, well, Jesus was talking about loving everyone, and they wanted to hold on to their power. And so they wanted to trick Jesus so he'd have a wrong answer. So they asked him, should the Israelites pay taxes to Caesar? So they're asking about God's people, should they be paying to the government? And they wanted to see how Jesus would answer this. Because if Jesus answered, well, yes, they should pay taxes, well, then what does that mean about God's people? And if Jesus says, no, they shouldn't pay taxes to a worldly leader, well, then he's breaking the law. They wanted to trick him up. But Jesus answers, give to Caesar, who is the leader of that day, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God's. What does that mean? Well, I think Jesus is reminding the Pharisees that they've forgotten what team they are on. They are forgetting that every person in the world has been made in the image of God, created by God and loved by God. The Pharisees, however, are trying to separate people into different categories. And the image we wear reminds the world what team we are on. And what do I mean by that? Like I said, we are all made in the image of God. So whether we're wearing our Packer jerseys or an opposing team's jersey, doesn't matter. Jesus is talking about what we wear from our hearts. Do we show kindness and love? Do we forgive other people? How do we behave in our world? That says we are on God's team, meaning the God we know and love is the God we reflect to the world by showing love, kindness, and forgiveness. And those religious leaders, maybe they had forgotten that. So go ahead and wear your fun jerseys, my friends, but always know, no matter where you're at, whether it's a sports team gathering or watching a game, or if it's out in the store or at school or wherever you're at, always remember that you are made in the image of God. And because of that, we know that we are loved, and we know that we are to love others. So show off God's uniform by sharing love, kindness, and forgiveness with those you meet this day. And that is the good news for all of us, isn't it, my friends? And isn't it better? Isn't it better to love everyone and then for everyone to love us back, knowing that all comes from God? So remember this, my friends, that not only does Jesus love you, but so do I.